Okay, here's what's on the list today. We need to go copy some rows, groups from one database table to another database table that has different columns than the other. So I have some groups in this Lintra groups table that I need. So first of all, I'm going to find those groups that I need by selecting it and then going into SQL, where I'm going to write an SQL query to get the rows that I need. The group ID, the owner ID, the group type, which I'll be searching for, and the group title. So this is what I need. We'll just take this part and place these in there. I just transferred those over there. So now I have these 4 columns that I want in the results. Now we're going to say where group type. The group type is here. The group type is like, I'm going to say like the filer, and we'll search for that. Make sure that's good. From where, okay, and we can do that CTRL and the enter key, or we can click this CTRL enter, and it looks like it found 31 results. So these are the filer groups that I wanted, and they're, for filing things like different containers. So those are the ones that I want. So now I need to get those over to the other table. Now that we have this query, we can go down to export, and we can export the ones that we have just queried. We have to check all of them, so we have all 31 records. We can export all of those right now by clicking export. All right, now going through here, say custom, display all possible options. And what we're going to do is our format is going to be SQL. We're going to be dumping all the rows that we have in our little query there. And we're going to save the output file. And we're going to save it as, we just need the data, and we need to use the insert statement. Scroll down to the bottom and select export. And then you just save it to wherever you want to save it, but remember where you saved it so you can go back and find it. All right? I'm going to call it Lintra groups, okay? Because that's the groups it was. So I'm going to save that. And now it says it's saved. Now, once you've exported it and it's safely tucked away in a file somewhere, close this database down and then go open up the other database where I can then import those groups or rows into that table. So I'm going to close this one down, open up the other one. All right, here we are at the other database on the same server. Now, what I need to do is I need to go into this groups table here. This is where I'm going to be importing the groups. So I'm going to go in there, and then I'm going to import, and it'll say that I'm importing into the groups table. Okay, that's what I want to do. So now we have to choose our file. The file that I'm pulling in here is Lintra groups. So I'll select that one. Okay, and everything else should be good. That's the format that we exported it in, so that's what we're importing it in. What's happening here is we're inserting only the columns we want, with an exclusion to the other ones we don't need. Select import. Okay, so now back at the filer table program, I need to refresh this page and go check to see if my groups have arrived, and I can see already that one of my groups is laying in there. So if I look up here, there's all my groups. They have arrived. They're boxes. It's a filer program. But yeah, it's working. Look at that. Okay, cool. Anyway, so I've got my groups. I'm very happy. Very happy my groups are back. Now I want to make sure that it's working properly. So I have a group up here called Delete Me, which I'm going to delete it obviously later. But for testing purposes, I'm going to pretend that Actually, I'll just change the name of that. We'll pretend that that's a location delete me container. It's a container. So we'll save that. Okay, now that's saved. Now what I want to do is, I know I have a tape measure here, and I'm going to select that, and I'm going to go over here to the delete me container, and I'm going to create a relationship between the two, so I then know that my tape measure is in the delete me container. All right, so to do that, we're going to select the container and create a bridge. So we've created a bridge now, and we can see down here that the tape measure is in the delete me container, which I will be deleting. All right, so that's cool. It's working good. And then what that allows me to do then is actually filter, and I can just filter that and get all the contents of the delete me container. So I'm excited. It's working well. Thanks for hanging out.